seems like there's more good news for Al Heyman, the PBC series, and Adrian the Problem Broner. In regards to TV ratings, the numbers just came in yesterday, and once again, Al Heyman has broken another record on another network, Spike TV. This was the first PBC fight on Spike TV this year, and once again, it turned out to be the most watched boxing event ever of all time on the network Spike TV. Broner versus Theophane, the main event, averaged over 1 million views. The undercard averaged almost 900,000 views, which is another record within itself. Now, what's really impressive about this card is, you hear some people talk about this, you hear some fans talk about it, some decavs say, blacks, they can't sell and nobody wants to watch them, and they'll say ridiculous stuff like that. But what's interesting is this card was headlined by all black fighters. Okay? You had Adrian Broner versus Theophane in the main event. You had Gervonta Tank Davis that opened up the event, which is another beast and a fast rising star, being promoted very well by Al Heyman and Floyd Money Mayweather. And you also had the prospect Robert Easter, who also had a sensational knockout on the card as well. Now, what's impressive with those undercard numbers is those undercard numbers are actually better numbers than the Ward versus Barrera undercard numbers, where you had Jojo Diaz, which is another great prospect, another good fighter. But it's interesting because these undercard numbers were better than those undercard numbers. Once again, these undercard numbers was almost 900,000. And I believe the undercard numbers for the Ward versus Barrera was 750,000. So this is good news. This is really, really good news for the PBC series. It was reported that Spike TV, they're extremely elated when it comes to the numbers. They're celebrating the numbers right now. In fact, Spike TV, they said it gets even better because these are not even the total numbers. This is just a projection of the numbers. This is just an average. They haven't even added up all of the DVR views and other views as well. So those numbers are still being tallied up right now. So once again, according to Spike TV, they are extremely pleased with the new PBC series on Spike TV. And once again, this was just the first fight card that they had on the channel this year. Guys, this is not the first time that Al Heyman and the PBC series have broken records on different networks. I told you guys before, the first fight that Al Heyman had on ESPN, it broke records as well. It turned out to be the most watched event, the most watched boxing event on ESPN in 17 years. But that's not it, because then you also have record-breaking numbers on Bounce TV as well with the PBC. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and read this right here. It says the debut of PBC The Next Round, which saw Juan Carlos Payano defend his bantamweight title by scoring a close decision over Rashid Warren in the main event, also saw BounceTV.com usage rate increase by more than 300%. And guys, remember, we're talking about two relatively unknown fighters. I mean, of course, real boxing heads know who Rashid Warren is, but the boxing world doesn't really know who these guys are. And they're fighting on a very small channel. This is not NBC, okay? This is not Prime TV. So these numbers are very, very impressive. Now, to understand how impressive these numbers are, you guys have to ask yourself the question, when is the last time Golden Boy or Top Rank put a card on free TV like Golden Boy with their LA Live cards, or Top Rank with his True TV type cards, whatever they are? When is the last time they put one of their cards on free TV and it generated or produced over 1 million views? It's never happened before. In fact, I mean, let's be realistic. If Golden Boy or Top Rank, if they put any of their previous cards that they already put on free TV, if they would have put one of those cards on Spike TV, clearly it wouldn't do the numbers that this card just did on PBC. Now, once again, some people will say, well, hey, that's because it was better fighters. It was big name fighters. You had Adrian Broner, you had Gervonta Tank Davis, you had Robert Easter. That's why it was more of a success. And you were absolutely right. And that is the exact point. That's why you put big names on free TV, for the purpose of generating the best and the biggest numbers on free TV. So by way of contrast, there's no one right now competing with Al Heyman and the PBC when it comes to putting cards on a platform like NBC, Spike TV, Bounce TV, ESPN, Fox Sports, etc., 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 right? And it's just going to get better and better, because this Adrian Broner card wasn't even a big card. Adrian Broner was going against Broner-Theophane. We still haven't even seen Thurman versus Porter yet. We still have Deontay Wilder versus Alexander Povetkin. This weekend, we have a really good heavyweight fight, which is, Anthony Joshua against Charles Martin. Two undefeated fighters fighting for the title. I mean, we still have Leo Santa Cruz versus Carl Frampton. Gary Russell Jr., he's already saying he wants the winner of Lee Selby versus Eric Hunter, or even the winner of Frampton versus Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, it's just getting better and better when it comes to the PBC series. They continue to win. They continue to win. And it was just reported today. And by the way, guys, I actually did this video like 2 days ago when it comes to the Adrian Broner and the TV ratings, but I'm just adding on to the video right now because I got busy and I wasn't able to finish the video. So anyway, the reason why I'm telling you that is because today it was just announced that Bob Arum has officially freed Mikey Garcia, and now Mikey Garcia is no longer obligated to fight for Bob Arum. That could only mean one thing. Mikey Garcia is most likely going to either sign with two people. He's either going to sign with Golden Boy or he's going to sign with Al Heyman. And I think we all know who Mikey Garcia is most likely going to lean towards. So I'm going to do a separate video about that news as well. But once again, man, this is excellent news. Once again, Al Heyman and the PBC series, they continue to evolve. They continue to progress in the sport of boxing. And if you are a real boxing fan, you should be very happy that you have extra fights to watch on free TV. Man, there have been weeks where almost every day there was a different PBC card. And then they top it all off with a big card on Saturday. I remember the week that when Wilder fought against Spilka. I believe it was that week. PBC had 4 fight cards from the previous Saturday all the way to the Saturday night that Wilder fought against Spilka. Okay? So if you like boxing, you really have no reason to dislike what's going on. Unless you just don't like people on the coincidental list. Now, speaking of those people, for anyone that will say some ridiculous stuff like, oh, those numbers are garbage, the Broner versus Theophane numbers, let me put it this way. When you can show me a card put together on free TV, not on HBO, not on Showtime, not on pay-per-view, you could show me a card that does 1 million views or better, but until that time, you're going to have to deal with the whole truth. That's all I got. I'm on to the next one.
Real drama. Mario!